I've been messing with Temple over the past day or so, and I've been really excited by his kit. I think it's really synergistic, kind of similar to Cyto 9 was, although Temple is more of a caster-based frame, and I think that's really fun and interesting. I think he's like what Ember could have been, but a lot more like active and engaging. So I'll go over his abilities really quick, and then I'll go over like the build that I used when I was level capping with him, and I improved it a little bit, so it's slightly different, but it's going to be about the same effectiveness, just with slightly improved like output, I guess. In terms of his passive, he gets a metronome. As long as you time abilities with it, you get ability efficiency, so you get 50% increased efficiency, which kind of helps with our build here because I'm using Blind Rage, which reduces our efficiency, so it'll help with the sustain. It also makes the abilities stronger. So for example, with his first ability, where you're putting up flame pillars, you're going to get more pillars overall. This ability is pretty strong. It can nuke base steel path and definitely like non-steel path. Beyond that, you only really use it to stack up the heat damage bonus that you get off of his third ability, which we'll talk about. And it also increases the duration of his third ability, as long as you're hitting enemies with it. His second ability is a very potent critical damage bonus that stacks with power strength. It is priming enemies, so as soon as they die, you're not going to have that available anymore to you. You're going to need to reprime your new enemies. So you're going to have to spam this a lot. As long as you time this with a metronome, your critical chance is going to double. So with this build, I think you'll end up with about 160% flat extra crit chance, which will get you into red crit territory pretty easily. This is in an angle 100 degrees in front of you, so it's not 360, unfortunately. You're going to need to be looking at the things that you're priming, but it's pretty nice. This will also stack up the heat bonus and the duration of your third ability up to 60 seconds. Your third ability is a heat damage bonus. It's also like an, as Pablo said, oh shit button. You just kind of press it, you heal up to full HP and go to max overshields. And if you time it with the metronome, you actually get 4 extra seconds of invincibility, which is really nice for us in our use case for like endurance and void cascade. It does root you in place, but since it's affected by casting speed, I've gotten the duration of the like animation from 3 seconds down to like 2 seconds. I don't really think it goes down much further than that once you stack a ton of extra casting speeds on top of it. So that's about as good as it gets. It's a little clunky, but it's nice. You get the heat damage bonus that stacks up to 750%, and you also get to heal your teammates, which is like a nice secondary effect, but not super important, I think. Your fourth ability is kind of what I'm most interested in making this work, the Exalted Solo Lizzie. This thing gets a damage multiplier based on strength, and it's just a flamethrower. If you aim down sights, you can throw out like projectiles that are elemental, so you can use it to prime things in a pinch, but the projectiles don't do like more damage necessarily than the just flamethrower itself. It's just like a different element, and it's a single projectile, so mostly you're going to be using the flamethrower and just like priming things with your like ADS projectiles as you need. If you cast this with the metronome, it doesn't like cost energy to pull out, and while you're using it, it doesn't cost energy or drain energy like normal exalteds. This thing just like sits there and it uses up the bar that fills up underneath your metronome. So it's very convenient to use. So starting with a temple build, we have corrosive projection in the aura slot. You can use growing power if you wish, but corrosive projection I found is just like generically useful. For the Exilus, Prime Sure-Footed is what I use, but you can use like Ice Spring, whatever you want. Prime Continuity, Prime Flow, just like basic, easy options. Umbral Intensify, because Precision Intensify doesn't benefit the other abilities in his kit. And you could use Archon Intensify if you wanted to, it's just that the strength bonus is only 10 seconds, and you don't really want to be spamming your third ability, kind of, in order to heal yourself to get that passive bonus strength. So Umbral Intensify is just an easy option. Equilibrium for energy sustain, transient fortitude, and blind rage for strength. You don't really want to dump range because range is a little bit useful, so dumping some of the duration is good. Augur Secrets is what I tend to use, but you can replace that with Archon Vitality, Preparation. This is realistically your flex slot. In terms of the arcanes, right now, because I don't have access to a maxed out arcane hotshot, I'm using Arcane Rage. and multi-augmented is the other natural option just for more ability strength. In terms of his shards, what you get is 2 casting speeds. You could also just put natural talent into the flex slot, but 2 casting speeds is pretty easy to get. You just put them on there. They don't have to be Tau 4s like I have. I just wanted to like max invest in him. In terms of the other shards, I have primary electric just so I could get like a little bit more base damage onto my Lizzie. But you could just run 3 ability strength red shards, or you could run 3 primary status chance red shards. I think that ability strength tends to be more universal and useful, so you can go for that. Now, in terms of the Lizzie build, I have Galvanized Aptitude, Galvanized Chamber, pretty easy options. Serration is what I tend to use just because it's generically useful. I use it on Thrax because they don't get a faction damage bonus, but Lizzie benefits pretty significantly from Bane mods, so you can use Corpus or Grineer there instead. That's totally fine. And it'll do the job for general use, and just like in Void Cascade if you want to as well. Rifle Elemental is for more status damage, Vital Sense, Point Strike just for crit. And I use Corrosive on Lizzie with the heat because it's just nice to have a little bit of armor strip to make those heat damage ticks like hit harder. Primary Crux is the Arcane, Sinister Reach for more reach. I tried out Agile Aim for more like ADS movement speed, but I found that I didn't use his projectiles too much, so it's not super important. I think that the range is a lot more useful. In terms of alternate elements for Lizzie, I don't really think that there are any really good ones. Gas is fine and strong for like base steel path and stuff, but heat and corrosive gives me the most mileage in endurance, so I tend to prefer that so far. You don't require any stat sticks for him or like any specific weapons or whatever. You could bring like a Kratos for parkour speed. You could like just put some random like quality of life mods onto your weapons, but realistically his kit is all in one. You can kill things with his flamethrower, although I wouldn't use it against acolytes. No special companions or anything necessary. Bring whatever you want. It's pretty flexible. I also have like a little bonus build kind of, if you want to use his first ability to nuke things, because it's a lot of fun to use. I just threw Pillage onto him over his 4th ability, and you put Archon Vitality in there, and you can just like run around armor stripping things and spamming your 1 to kill stuff, and this works fine like through like level 200 Steel Path, so you can have fun with this as well, just running through missions. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy the build. Thanks for watching, and I'll probably put out some more stuff for the new Coda weapons. I think the Coda Sportwork is pretty strong again, and I want to just make like a Sportwork guide, so I'm probably going to do that. See you guys.